soup.
So, yeah, because, I mean, I guess I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite here because I actually have watched a couple episodes of Dahmer. But it's when I'm drinking and I'm like, I actually don't care if I remember this or not.
I can't watch that shit, man. It freaks me out.
Bro, it is so...
I've heard it's good.
Uncomfortable, but yeah, he's insanely good at Dahmer. Like, he, like, legit is like, I can't watch this. It's so uncomfortable. Like, the first episode is insane.
He was a fucked up guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just figuring that out.
I wasn't familiar with his game.
I'm sorry. That's like when Shaq was talking to Christian Wood. He's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't not familiar with you.
So it's funny that Netflix is like just getting all this heat now with Dahmer and Blonde just basically getting shit on for like the stories they're telling or the ones that they choose to put on their platform.
Wait, Blonde is on Netflix?
Yeah. It's I could talk about like a full hour about how much I hate that movie. I gave it 2 stars on Letterboxd like right after because I'm like, because like it looks good and I kind of like some of like the stylistic and technical aspects of it, but if I actually can go back and change my score, I'd probably give it like a 0.5 star. It just sits with me and it's like you already ate it and it's bad. But like now it's in your stomach and it's wreaking havoc.
It's food poisoning.
Yeah.
You can't get it out? Oh,
yeah.
I was thinking more constipation.
Oh, okay. That's a good one too. I'm sorry, I'm a little rusty. It's been a little while on the mic.
Fine.
I only know that one scene that the
with the baby?
The baby. that honestly, like, I wish I never saw that. It was just, what the fuck is this? And she never even had an abortion in real life, right?
It's something where like with Spencer, you took a real life character and you kind of changed the perspective and made it something that's not usually like how biopics are presented in more of a horror movie. And like that's like a cool idea in principle, but to completely just take the liberties they did with this person's life, it is fucking egregious. I like how it wasn't presented as a normal biopic. Like it's some like surrealist aspects and some horror things. Like that's cool and all. Like change up the biopic, but don't change like the whole person's life to make a movie. And I think the biggest thing, and we can move on with this, is like the quote unquote message it's trying to say is like basically the way I guess people perceive famous people and distort what their perception of them, and that's exactly what they did in this movie, which is ridiculous.
The 2 things I just take away from it, and I didn't even see yet. 1, I heard DiMaggio. Is that true? Does DiMaggio hit her?
I looked that up after because like it's Jolton Joe. Like he
no way.
Like they're making shit up left and right. But now it happened.
He beat her?
I think so. Yeah. So.
Wow. And 2, they should have had Dustin from Stranger Things voice that baby. That would have been hilarious. Like trying to sell her like Verizon Fios.
I was wondering if you would have do the voice.
I wanted to, but yeah, we'll cut that out.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast.
I'm back.
I am Bo Oliver, joined here today with Aaron the Nerd Soup Monkey and Nash, and we are back to talk about the world of Hollywood. Yeah, look at that. Listen to the podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. That's where we publish. And follow us on social media at Nerd Soup, at Bo Soup, at Nerd Soup Monkey, and at Anthony JQ Nash. We're actually going to be uploading this podcast to the main channel today so we could spotlight our fundraiser that we're running across all of our videos. We're trying to raise some funds for the victims of Hurricane Fiona. Puerto Rico is still struggling from the devastation of Hurricane Maria all those years ago. So a lot of Puerto Ricans are still without power, still struggling to get essential resources. So our goal is to raise $10,000 by the end of the month. I think we're up to close to 800, so anybody who could donate, consider donating to the Hispanic Federation. You can find it, like I said, across all of our videos. And also, we're running a promotion, not a promotion, but on our Patreon page, we're selling My Hero Nerd Soup mashup prints, and all the proceeds from those prints will be donated to the Hispanic Federation, and a couple of our stickers as well. So visit our Patreon page if you want to donate that way, or you could donate right on our YouTube page. So just wanted to spotlight that on the main channel, get more traction, more eyeballs on it. And I'm happy to be recording a podcast with you 3.
It's been a while.
You too.
Are those prints the one where I'm Bakugo, or is there new ones?
No, you're Bakugo.
It's a wild
3
decision,
is that your old, different personality that you have? Your Are you going to be like splitting personalities here? Is that why you said you three?
That's pretty funny. That was too
like that?
That was too funny. Actually, it went right over my head. I'm still recovering.
I'm fine. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice that you got over it. I mean, I'm sure that you had a little scare. You thought it was COVID or something, but
you know
happy
what?
to have you here.
I wanted it to just be COVID, so I could just know.
And you could like say like, oh, that used to be like in the textbooks. Oh yeah, I survived that.
Right,
You know?
exactly. I
That
had
would've been
swine
nice.
flu.
You did?
Yeah,
Nice.
survived that one. But COVID, I've been ducking and dodging,
much
man.
bacon?
You never got it?
In and out. Oh, they say that everyone got it at this point. Maybe you didn't know. Asymptomatic.
Well, I was sick. I probably got it from you or something because I was sick also, but same thing. I got tested and it kept coming back negative, but I'm like, I have something.
Yeah.
But
You think I'm gonna
It's
get
that
sick?
season.
No, I feel better
hope
now.
not.
Yeah.
Oh, it suck. Did you throw up or anything?
No.
Poop yourself?
No.
All right, then I don't care. If it's like
No, it was just strictly head cold.
Okay,
like
that's fine.
old-fashioned stuffy nose,
People forget about the stuffy nose.
chills.
stuffy
of-
nose doesn't get talked about enough. It does
No,
suck.
dude, a lot of blowing over the past week.
Nice.
A lot of blowing.
Lots of blowing. Yeah, old blowhole.
Well, I'm
over
happy
here.
you're feeling better. I mean,
Thank you.
the voice isn't like there, but it makes it sound real. You know what? I like that shit.
Well, the
Rugged.
review we just put out, my voice was pretty bad, pretty nasally.
This one?
The episode 8 review, yeah, and episode 7 was also scratchy. So
It's also morning.
This
Get
is
that
your
morning voice.
Isaiah Thomas podcast.
wait, what's that reference?
Well, when he rolled his ankle and then dropped 23
Oh yeah,
or whatever he
right.
did.
Oh my god, it's such a deep cut.
Yeah. Oh,
They lost that game.
I like
too.
that.
Well,
the flu game's overused.
can't win them all.
Jordan flu game, everyone uses that.
My nephew got such a kick out of that when I said it was my flu game on the review we did. I think it's the first time he probably ever heard that.
How
Oh
old?
my god, this guy's funny. 15. Not really that big into sports.
Okay. He'll get there.
I like reusing jokes to people who haven't heard them.
I know, it's great.
I just think you're hilarious.
To someone who's not on Twitter, you just steal all Twitter jokes.
Well, that's like why, like, if when I'm like the times where I've like started like a new relationship or meet somebody new, you recycle all the jokes you used in previous ones that landed, and you just got material for like
Oh,
a
yeah,
while.
it's
They
it's
think
amazing.
you're the funniest person in the world.
Yo,
Was that your other personality?
He's trying to escape like Eddie Brock in Venom. Just trying to rip it all the bow goo. No, it's great when you could steal jokes
goo.
from your ex as well. So I had a
Oh.
funny ex, so I
Yeah.
stole a lot of her material.
That's good. I didn't
Wow.
think of that.
Yeah,
Very
that's
rare
why we
to have
broke
that.
up. That was a weird dynamic. When
Oh,
she
yeah?
was the funny one. It's like, what do I bring to this?
I'm useless at this point.
How are you doing, Ash? We haven't seen you in a bit.
I'm doing fantastic. All honesty, I hate to, humble brag here. I've probably never been happier in my life. So everything's actually going well. You would think that, I would say a joke like, oh, I'm going to off myself or something, or I hate my life. But no, everything's fantastic.
How's it feel?
It feels great. It feels awesome. But it something's wrong. Like I need my insecurity back. I'll always have that, but I need depression back. I need
No.
I need to
Well, winter's coming.
yeah. Well, seasonal depression is the
I hate-
realest thing going. So.
I can't stand people. I mean, I'm sad for people who have seasonal depression, but like this shit's all 4 seasons. Hotel, baby. 365. 7 days a week.
You're
Slick.
the Antonio Vivaldi of depression.
If I can sign up for a few months a year, I'll
like
take that
that.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, now I'm
I
on your
got that one.
wavelength.
I got that
I'm
one
crawling
too.
up here.
Yeah. Slick gets really bad seasonal depression.
I think I go from like summer, I'm like, oh, this is...
You don't care about Slick? You're just
Well,
gonna go back to you.
sorry to your
Yeah.
dad, but
All right.
Jack's a great guy, too.
I'm trying to figure my shit out first. I think I go from like summer, like fall, like I'm like, oh, at least it's nice out. And then I think it gets like a little bit worse when the winter comes, but it's all like the same. I would sign up for 6 months.
The fall sucks though because like in the morning it's like -6 degrees. Then the day goes on and it's nice. You can get the tough fit on. Like you're looking good. You're like, yeah, the plaid, the pumpkin
yeah.
picking,
Yeah.
boyfriend looking, shirts. And then again, it just gets freezing. And it just gets dark very quick. And I hate that.
I don't like this.
Yeah,
What?
it's the darkness.
Kid's got a girlfriend, getting new jobs, got fall fits.
Tough fits.
He's got tough fits.
Tough.
You should be happy, man. The Jets are 3-2.
New York is buzzing right now.
You know what? That might sound sad, but like probably the best thing
Better
going.
than
But
2-3 or 0-5.
no,
It's not 4-1. I mean,
The
No.
Jets have won a September game. That's insane.
But like once the Jets start losing and House of the Dragon's over and it's 30 degrees,
Oh, yeah, no. We have to keep an eye on you.
Give me
a
call.
life alert.
Yeah. I would abuse that so bad.
What, a life alert?
Yeah, I'm really sad. I can really use a Baconator right now.
Boop, 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 boop. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's Andres. We'll be on Discord, and Manny's like, oh, I'm going to the store. And Andres will be like, can you stop at Wendy's for me?
I do. Well, I'm in like a weird cycle where I don't sleep. Well, no, I do sleep, but like very late. But I wake up very early, so I'm just always tired, but I can't take naps. So like I eat at like 11 o'clock every night, and it's bad.
They say that's not good.
No.
The infamous day. All right, let's get to the first topic. What do you guys want to talk about first? You want to do Super Mario or House of the Dragon? House of the Dragon's on the title, so.
Well, House of the Dragon, I guess we'll start with, but I have to confess to everybody, I've been a little behind. Mm-hmm. I've had some things in life that have happened that...
Important developments. That's why you're so happy.
Well, yeah. I guess.
Part of it.
It's new, though. I'm telling you, the depression's going to come back. I'm just on a high right now. I'm going to be miserable. It's going to happen, but...
Now he's smiling all of a sudden.
Yeah, he's all giddy.
I don't like... You got to come back to our level. It doesn't work, the dynamic.
I guess. Yeah, I'll get down. Yeah.
Quick, make fun of him.
No, come on.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. God.
Yeah, but look at that. George R.R. Martin recently said on his Not a blog that House of the Dragon will need 4 seasons to fully tell the story of the Dance of Dragons. And I think based on the ratings, based on critic reactions and fan reactions, this show is going to get as many seasons as it wants. So 4 may be the minimum. I'm sure HBO may ask for even 5 or 6. That's what they did with Game of Thrones. And they said they only wanted to go 8. They're like, how about we go 10 or 11? But I think it makes sense for a story like this where the source material is already finished to stretch it out to 4 seasons. And it's going to be an action-packed for... You all right over there?
I'm just thinking about the Nash. It's like, gotta admit, I've been so happy I haven't watched this dumb dragon show.
Right. I haven't needed it.
I've been, what they say, living life.
I do miss it, though, because I was having a lot of fun with it.
No, it's gotten really good. Like, I think it's always been good. I think you'll definitely enjoy the last few episodes you've missed so far. I mean, that's a good sign. I mean, 4 seasons, but like you said... I made the joke before we started recording. It's like, oh, so what, 3 seasons, but 2 of them are shortened?
Yeah.
But it's weird because the story we've gotten is a very condensed version. Like, obviously, we have different accounts of it and through different, whether it be The Princess and the Queen or from Fire and Blood. So, and from the outside looking in, it could be a condensed story. I feel like it's a story that you can tell in 2 or 4, depending on how much you want to fill in the gaps and how much you really want to build into some of these bigger moments. So I think 4 is a good, solid amount of time to tell this story. Because when you think about it, where we are now, by the end of season 1, like, things are just really starting to kick off. So, yeah, and I feel like a lot of shows struggle past 4. Very rarely do you see a show go 8, 9, 10 seasons and still keep up the quality. You see some of the better shows kind of ending around 4, 5, 6 even being long for some of them. So I think 4 is that sweet spot where your story doesn't get stale. You don't really have to stretch it too thin in order to keep going. You can just tell your story in a, not condensed, but a very thoroughly without worrying about kind of running into a situation where you end up being lost, where I feel like that's where Game of Thrones was around season 5, where it felt like they were lost sometimes, or they didn't really know what they were, how they really wanted to wrap up certain things.
Learning from their past mistakes, do I dare say. But
well, I mean, Game of Thrones could have won 10, 11 seasons.
Well,
I mean, it's a lot of fucking material to go off of.
The question I wanted to ask was, do you think it was an accident, per se, to say that George R.R. Martin said, you need at least 4? Now, is he just putting like a restriction on that they need to get all that material by 4? Or are they saying, well, we need at least 4 and then we can maybe go 5, 6?
Well, I think in George's mind, he probably thinks it can go maybe even longer. I mean, because it's
15.
It's his world, and he probably has so many ideas of what actually happened or how he would play the story out. But I think 4 is kind of that sweet spot where I think you can finish the story without trying to drag some things out. And they said recently, I think it was Ryan Condal, that he views House of the Dragon as an anthology series where they can attack different eras of House Targaryen. So I think for the creatives too, I don't think they want to be stuck in this era for for 5, 6, 7 years, where they can tell the story in 3, maybe 4, and then move on to another story that interests them within this world. And the more I hear about Ryan Condal talking about the show and the characters in the world after these little HBO inside looks, the more like I respect him as someone who's knowledgeable and cares about the source material. Where I did Dan and Dave very early on, I respected them too, but as you can see, as time went on, it seemed like they kind of either A, lost interest, or B, weren't sure in what some of the things they were doing. Or they kind of had this air of arrogance about them where it's like, maybe we do know more about this world than George or the fans in certain regards. But everything I hear from Condal, I'm really impressed by his knowledge and care for this world.
It will change like everything else, though. Money and succession usually make monsters.
Yeah, just don't offer him Star Wars and I think we'll be fine.
I mean, I guess that's the ultimate I've made it moment when somebody's like, hey, make something Star Wars related, right? Is that fair to say? Or
they thought that was going to be their moment, yeah. Well, they had made it with Game of Thrones. That's what's so frustrating. But that's ancient history at this point.
You guys like Game of Thrones. Wait till you see our show Confederate.
Sorry to go a little off track here, but who's that little like Yoda-looking thing that I've been seeing?
Baby Yoda.
Not Baby Yoda. It's like
Babu Frick.
Baba Frick, yeah. I feel like you guys have called me Baba Frick before.
No.
No.
Salacious Crumb.
Salacious Crumb.
Yeah. That's it. Okay. Sorry to get off topic.
Salacious Crumb just doesn't look. He's not human.
Doesn't he look like he's like Gonzo?
So it's not like something. It's not like it resembles you in any way. It's just funny to.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have a ginormous nose like me?
Salacious Crumb?
Yeah.
I think Crumb does, but it's
big
like
ears.
a weird nose. Yeah, big ears. And he doesn't even speak. He just goes.
That's good.
Yeah, that was good. It sounded like the laugh in Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Babu Frick, he speaks, but it's not English.
Yeah.
He says I Babu Frick.
He does say that, yeah. He's
That's
similar
a
to...
catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
Now...
And hey.
Right, yeah, when he showed up at the end there.
This is probably going to be a stupid question, and a lot of the listeners are probably going to roll their eyes and be like, what a fat idiot from Long Island.
So you self-sabotage yourself.
The misery's back, but I'm back on the mic, so it feels good.
That's usually Teddy gets those comments.
So is there enough time...
You're not fat.
Oh, well, thank you for 50% of that. Is there enough...
I forgot what else you said about...
Oh, I guess it's 33%. Yeah. Is there enough time in 4 seasons to get to, I guess that their end game would to try and pick up where the timeline in the original Game of Thrones started? Is that what they're trying to do? Is there enough time to get there? Isn't it like...
No, it's too far away.
It's too far?
I think in the books, the Civil War goes on for 2 years. So 2 years over the course of, I guess now 3 seasons.
Okay.
If we're kind of starting, if the dance is going to be starting in episode 9, because we're there. We're about to enter the Civil War, which is going to be really fun, just based on that preview. And I think, for fans to sit through 4 seasons of a show like this, everyone keeps saying, oh, who am I supposed to root for? Everyone's so complex. Everyone's so gray. It's only going to get more complicated as the war starts to play out and these characters are pushed up against the wall and forced to make certain decisions. When you're backed into a corner, sometimes you betray your instincts and you betray who you actually are. So... it's going to be a lot for fans. I think there's going to be a lot of mental anguish over the course of these next few seasons.
I wonder where they'll go after. As much as I want to see Aegon's Conquest, like, how does that work as a show?
I don't think they should do Aegon's Conquest. I think that certain
Aegon
parts
just going
of...
around Westeros just burning people. Like, that's fun. That's cool to see, like, once or twice, but, like...
Played by Kanye West.
I don't know if it's something you can like stretch out for multiple seasons. It may be a nice little limited series, but
some things should be kept a mystery. I think Aegon's Conquest, for Aegon, his legacy was made because it was a perfect opportunity for him to, they managed to hatch these dragons and conquer this disparate land, unite all these kingdoms. So that's cool. And all the Targaryens are always trying to live up to his legacy and to his name. So I think you could sort of just keep that a mystery.
Also knowing, like, we know the Targaryens, he starts the dynasty. I mean, there's a little bit of problems with Dorne, and, there are certain cool moments that happen, like the king who knelt, and you have Harrenhal, but at the end of the day, like, what's the big moment there? Him just being like, oh, cool. I have Westeros now.
Have the dragons been letting it go, or no? They've been kind of chilling?
There's been some fun moments of people claiming dragons, people bonding with their new dragons, but we're going to start to see that. We'll probably get some dragon action in these last 2 episodes.
What's the coolest thing about this season? Save, I guess, at the Stepstones, which wasn't really even a battle. Like, what's been the big action moment? There hasn't really been one. I mean, it's
probably the Stepstones, yeah. It's
been basically carried on character dynamics and relationships and politicking. Like, that's... and. You could argue it's better than the first season of Game of Thrones at this point. I've seen a lot of people making that argument. I don't know if I would make that argument. And definitely my attachment to that first season is something that differs from this one because it's just happening. I've seen season 1 of Game of Thrones at least 10 times by now. So, but yeah, like there's still so much in store and so much more from an entertainment factor of these big action moments and battles and war that we haven't really gotten yet.
I feel like you need to let it settle a little bit. You don't want to be like a prisoner of the moment.
I think it's obviously been more fast paced with the time jumps and the bigger moments. I think season 1 of Game of Thrones was definitely a slower burn, but I think it was definitely more impactful, especially since like that was my first time experiencing anything in this world, so it was all very new, whereas this is a story that I kind of know about already. So but to see it all unfold, though, has been fucking fantastic.
And the ratings on each episode, and I see it on Twitter, like a lot of people on Twitter do like the whole Ozark thing, like give the context to today's episode, but without like leaking.
No context,
and then they'll do like the 4
spoilers
pictures
without context.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck, like, I want to not look at that, but at the same time, it's like,
And those spoil everything. Anyone with half a brain could put together those dots.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of spoilers book readers have been putting out there.
But no, I don't mind that with this show because it is a weekly show and Sunday at 9 is kind of like a live event.
Who's gonna die?
Oh no, yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, that's been crazy. But like those fun little spoilers without context for the episode that already aired. That's all good fun. Oh yeah, but people are fucking reckless. And like I'll see people with their name on Twitter being like House of Dragon spoilers, but like half of the time I see that pop up on my account, it's not because I follow. It's like based on your likes.
Yeah, right.
So
they have to do away with that. Like if somebody likes something and like it comes up on your feed, like I don't give a fuck what they like.
No, I think you see some good tweets that way. Like, oh, like so-and-so like this, and it's like a funny meme.
Or then I see hentai, or what's that Japanese porn that always comes up?
Hentai.
Yeah, I'll see hentai.
I don't see a lot of that.
No, I haven't seen that once.
No, I never see that.
Who are you following?
Yeah,
and
what
are you liking?
Some of the Nerdtube fans. It's what I didn't want to.
Some of the people we follow that listen to the podcast straight up retweet porn.
Yeah,
and I'll just be like,
girls all the time.
I appreciate the follow and the listens and the subs, but unfollow.
No,
there's something about seeing porn on Twitter.
To
unfollow them?
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever unfollowed anyone. I don't want to be that guy. This one person just likes baddies, and I just get baddies on my timeline all the time.
And you know what pisses me off? Because I get trapped into it. I'm like, well, let's see what this is about. I'm not going to just sit there and let someone like that on my feed go unnoticed. I'm like, all right, so let's see what percentile she is on OnlyFans. I need to see her stats or
They
rating.
all seem to be in the same percentile. They got to be lying about that.
You think they're phonies?
I mean, everyone's got the header. It's like I'm in the 99%. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, like honestly, if you think about
earners.
We're probably in a very high percentile on YouTube when you think about the amount of channels that are there and where we are. Like even though like we're not even close to a lot of these people who are massively have millions of subscribers and crazy amount of views, but in the grand scheme of things, when everyone who has a YouTube account, I think we're probably. I'm going to start saying 99 percentile of YouTube.
In all honesty, what percentile do you guys think that we're in?
I'd say 90s.
It's got to be in the 90s, yeah. I got water in my ear.
I need someone to
Dude,
look
I had that
up.
too, bro. It's so annoying.
Just keeps mushing around whenever I move my jaw. Yeah, it's the fucking worst.
The thing is, I have narrow ear canals. So it builds up so bad, and
the doctor diagnosed you with narrow ear canals.
Because I went to get them clean once, and they're digging. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I just have very narrow ear canals."
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I do too. It sucks. It's
I have
not
the
fun.
septum, like my whole sinus, everything up here is all fucking jumbled up. But I am who I am, right?
God's plan.
That is God's plan. I guess so.
What a dick move that would be. If that was his plan, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna make it hard for him to breathe and earwax build up.
You're like a pug. Like an American bulldog.
That should have been your character. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
The nerd suit pug. Not too late to change. If I just showed up as a different character.
You gonna do a character change?
I mean,
Character reveal.
Oh, with Dream?
Poor guy.
Oh, he got eviscerated.
When we did our initial like face reveal, and if everyone was saying I was ugly, there might still be a nerd suit, but I wouldn't be a part of it because I'd be
interesting
dead.
Yeah, but you actually got like very good comments last time. Like,
oh no, I'm just saying if people were mean to me, I would just be like, oh, or I would just never show my face again.
Yeah, but again, it's God's plan. You gotta play with the cards you got.
And by the way, people are so mean to that kid. He was a normal looking guy.
His jawline was immaculate. I love me a good jawline. Like Ilyasova. Ilyasova had the best jawline of all time. Him. Who's somebody else that has a nice Cillian Murphy. Chillax and Murphy.
Chillax and Murphy, yeah.
Chillax and Murphy's got a great jawline.
My cousin Dan has a great jaw.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Manly jaw.
Yeah.
I used to have a sick jawline. Back when I was like 155 pounds, it was so nice.
I could see that. You got the potential for it.
I'll show pictures. I have pictures. I have pictures.
But yeah, House of the Dragon going 4 seasons. I'm excited for, these young actors who have been introduced over the last episode after the time jump to become main characters of the series. We'll see what they're capable of as actors and where these characters actually go, because there's a lot of potential there. And obviously, the story being written, we know where some of these characters are headed, but they have been making some changes here and there, especially to characters like Rhaenyra and Alicent with some of the actions that they take or don't take. So we'll see what liberties they're going to take with these characters and how they're going to tweak them, in some cases make them better, because George R.R. Martin has said the show Viserys is better than the Viserys he wrote, which is interesting. And he's always very honest about that. When the show makes changes that he thinks are better, he'll be open, and he keeps back he holds back his criticism. So it's fun to see George enjoying a show that's based on his work again, because he was so active in the fan base when Game of Thrones was first starting out, doing interviews and doing the behind the scenes talks at the end of episodes. So that's been fun. And he also mentioned on his blog that he's working on The Winds of Winter. There have been some conflicting reports coming from George, because he made it sound recently like he's only got 200 pages done.
He had 200 pages in like 2015.
So I don't know if he made a mistake, or he was talking about an additional 200 pages.
I think that's probably what he meant. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, George has always been a good sport with that, and I think it does come from his background in TV, where he realizes that not everything can be adapted 100%. Compare that to like the Tolkien estate, which shit their pants over everything. It's like, not even with this new series, I can care less, but like they famously hate the Lord of the Rings trilogy. That is considered like the greatest film trilogy of all time. And they're very stingy with their rights and who they give it to, and kind of, you saw the news about the HBO wanting to do a series and Netflix asking to do a series, just being very gatekeeping that material very closely. So
yeah, I mean, if they were upset with the changes that the movies made, maybe the HBO pitch would have been the way to go, but that would have confused people if they were the Lord of the Rings trilogy and then the Lord of the Rings series.
Too quick for that turnaround. I think that was just a preposterous idea anyway. But I mean, good for them for not like selling out and not taking the bag. I mean, I would have, but
yeah, they did go with 2 guys who have no history in show running, movie making. So interesting choice for the Rings of Power.
I mean, but
they're already shooting season 2.
But I think Amazon already owns some of those rights based on the appendixes. Like they basically made this show off of a technicality. They don't have rights to the Silmarillion, Amazon. They have rights to the
Silmarillion.
Silmarillion.
You just said the same thing twice.
I'm pretty sure like the only thing they're allowed to base their show off of was the appendixes of the Lord of the Rings novels.
The appendicitis?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nasty. You have to get that removed.
Yeah, it can kill you.
That always scared me, man. So I don't know, like every time I have like a stomach ache, I'm like, could it be it?
Yeah, I think that too. And then I Google which side is it on. And when it's not on that side, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to live.
Well, what's going on
and
this
when it's
side,
on that side, I'm like, it's probably just a stomachache.
It's a good game to play.
Yeah, it's fun.
Do I have appendicitis?
Definitely doesn't contribute to my anxiety or stress whatsoever.
Oh, no. I can't imagine it does. But
all right, let's move on to the next topic. We're talking the big-time trailer that dropped over the weekend that impressed people and also upset people. The Super Mario Brothers trailer. I mean, right off the bat, the animation looks awesome. So this is
really
being done
good.
by Illumination. I think a lot of people were surprised by how good it actually looks. Bowser, I think his design was really well done. I wasn't expecting the penguins, and they were really funny. Do you yield? The whole back and forth there was really great. Classic animation teaser where you're not getting much of the story, and I imagine the story is going to be what it's always been for Mario. Peach is in trouble, he's got to save Peach from Bowser. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And, you know, the most controversial aspect of the trailer was the Chris Pratt Mario voice, which I totally didn't get. I don't understand why the internet got up in arms in this. You barely hear him.
Which is funny.
Yeah.
Mario,
you called it a disgrace.
Yeah, and I was also trying to rile up Teddy. But I think Mario has such a distinct voice, especially
it's fucking me, Mario.
That would have been better.
Oh.
Especially in animation, like you're just not used to that type of voice coming out of Mario. And I think that Chris Pratt is... I do think he was good as a voice actor in the Lego movie. I'll give him that, but he just sounds like Chris Pratt. Like there was no... Like Jack Black made Bowser kind of his own. And I don't think Chris Pratt brought that to the table when voicing Mario. I don't think it's going to ruin the movie for me, but it's just a bit jarring seeing just a regular voice come out of Mario's mouth.
Yeah, but when do you really hear Mario speak in like complete sentences? Like that's all he goes in, you know, let's go, you know, like
yeah.
Do you really want like Chris Pratt to do that?
No,
like,
I don't want Chris Pratt in this movie.
And like the Toad, who was that?
Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah.
I thought he was great.
And
that was a weird voice.
Yeah, it's not what Toad sounds like at all. Nobody's talking about how Toad sounds.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I think that fit great. And I hate this whole like, well, you know, you need to put like an Italian-American voice on Mario. Dude, there's games where he doesn't even fucking talk. Paper Mario is all just words, you know, and then you have Mario 64 where he says, you know, or, you know, something like...
And Chris Pratt's going to be like, ah! Just going to ruin the character.
Yeah, but... you sound like Charlie Brown whenever he missed the football.
Yeah, you should have got that guy.
Well, the guy, I wonder if... Because Charles Martinet, who's done the voice of Mario since the first Mario games, I wonder if they could have adjusted his voice to make it less annoying over the course of a 90-minute movie if he's going to be talking in complete sentences, because it works in a video game when he's just saying "let's go" or "yippee" or
and these little
screaming.
clips,
yeah,
right.
little snippets of his
you
voice.
You can make it more subdued. I think even like the French translation or the French voice actor, like I think that was perfectly. Like it had a little hint of like flavor to it. It just wasn't bland ass crisp. Like that delivery of Mushroom
Hint
Kingdom,
of spaghetti.
Here we come. There's no life to it.
I think he delivered it a little better than you did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give you the job.
I'm not a voice actor.
Clearly.
You said that like you were on NyQuil.
I think you have to give him. He had a little pizzazz to his voice. Also, it was so short. I mean, the animation looks great, though. Mario,
just get an Italian voice actor to speak English and have like an Italian accent. I think that's fine.
What, you want Paulie Walnuts to go there?
No, not American Italian. I don't want...
Oh!
I've never met a person from Italy.
Really?
I don't know if they exist.
They don't.
I
Italy's
feel like
made up
people are
by
just-
New
yeah.
Yorkers
Yeah,
to
they're just
give
making it
themselves
up.
culture.
Right, claiming that they made Starbucks.
So, like, again, what,
My
Super
stepdad's
Mario?
Italian and my mom's half. I can say these things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Super Mario, you want him to have like a Jersey Shore accent or something like that? Like,
No, I said like an actual
but again, I like Bo's point is fantastic.
An actual
You
Italian.
don't want to hear this guy like, I'm a Super Kingdom, but let's go. The whole, you want
I
that
do.
the whole time? No, that would get.
I did see a video of
No,
him
but, like,
doing the
fluff-
voice, and it was more laid back,
Yeah.
more conversational. Maybe they could have done that. Or
Like
they could have
Furio
done the
from The
professional.
Sopranos. You know, he just has an Italian accent, but he speaks English.
Yeah, but you don't even know when Mario was born in Italy.
He's from the old country.
I absolutely love Charlie Day as Luigi. That is like...
But it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be Charlie Day.
Yeah, but that's perfsect because Charlie Day gives
Charlie
off that
Day would
like...
be a better Mario, and Chris Pratt would be a better Luigi.
Well, Luigi comes off as he comes off as like always scared or always just like he's very emotional.
A haunted mansion.
Yeah, and Charlie Day just comes off as just very emotional
Skittish,
and everything.
nervous.
Yeah, yes, perfect.
High pitched voice. Yeah, I think he'll be. I think he's going to be solid as Luigi.
Perfect.
We only got a couple of yelps from him, but I'm looking out for Yoshi. I don't think Yoshi needs a voice actor. You could just still do the Yoshi voice.
Hi. Shout out Yoshi.
Also, I don't like the idea of it being like
sidekick.
potentially. I forget what it's called. I think they use it in like a Japanese term to describe basically a character that's taken out of their reality and thrust into this animated world, and that's what very much seemed like was going on from that clip. He's like, "Oh, what's going on? Where am I?" So like, you're not Mario?
It's the beginning.
I think he comes from a different world. He's still animated though, and this is just he got like sent through a portal to Mushroom Kingdom.
So he has no knowledge of Bowser or Peach or Luigi or Yoshi. Like, what's going on?
You gotta start somewhere. It's an origin story.
Baby Mario's the origin story.
I don't know if that's canon.
You're ruining canon. You're ruining canon. Of course, Baby Mario's canon. No, he was born a little Mario.
I think Baby Mario's just
a family of plumbers, and
that was just an excuse for him to eat the mushroom and grow bigger.
No, Baby Mario comes from Mario and Peach. Mario doinks Peach, and then Peach has Baby Mario. They come out after. Baby Mario's after
Baby
the fact.
No, this is Baby Mario.
No.
You know, originally the arcade game was supposed to be a Popeye video game, and then the licensing deal fell through.
The Popeye vs. Donkey Kong?
Yeah. So they decided to make a new character, and they named it after the janitor of the Nintendo warehouse, who was an Italian guy named Mario.
He should voice it.
He's probably dead.
I have to assume so.
Yeah, it's sad.
You said that so seriously. Yeah. Like you really contemplated it.
But again, I'm the nerd that wants everybody from the Mario world in it. Like, again with Sonic.
Well, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Yeah, need Donkey Kong, need Wario.
Brilliant casting.
You know,
that's the perfect voice for Donkey Kong.
What do you mean the battery's dead?
Who's going to play, who's Peach?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, you need Daisy in there, Waluigi. You need Birdo. You need
Daisy's
the whole
nasty
cast.
in Mario Baseball.
Birdo's annoying. I hate when people pick Birdo in Mario Party.
Oh, Birdo and Mario Baseball is Yoshi and Birdo in the corner outfields. It's unbelievable.
Fucking Aaron Boone over here in Mario Baseball.
Daisy's the best in Mario Baseball. Slap singles. Yeah. She's like Ichiro.
Analytics say Ichiro is overrated.
That's why you can't listen to all these numbers.
Yeah, fuck Dartmouth.
I saw a funny Twitter tweet yesterday. It was analytics say that jumping out of the window is faster than taking the stairs.
I don't know why I find that so funny, but that's hilarious. Again, like with the Sonic. All right, let's go to Sonic. Did you picture Sonic to sound like Ben Schwartz, like from the original like cartoons and all that stuff? Did you watch the Sonic cartoons when you were younger?
Yeah, no.
You don't understand.
Or the video games.
I think he definitely fits the character now.
What the accent? Are you talking like because it's an Italian American?
It's funny. To complain about Chris Pratt voicing Mario and in favor of...
Oh, so this is all just... No, now I'm getting pissed off, though.
Well, he's going at you. Now you're just giving it up.
Because it's an absurd... I don't give a shit, really. I just think it's funny when you...
Well, now you're backing off. When you came in here steaming hot the other day.
That's a W for me.
You said Chris Pratt sucks as a voice actor.
I did say... No. I don't care if it was...
Don't back down now.
If it was a regular American voice actor and sounded just like a good voice actor, I would have the same opinion. I just think it would be fun to picture,
it could
Chris
have been
Moltisanti voicing Mario.
Yeah. I wouldn't have hated that, honestly. If they would have gotten Michael Imperioli to voice Mario.
But again, like, I need the whole cast. I like it. But you know what I love? I love that they have the penguins there. I love that they have Dry Bones. I love that they have, I always draw his name, the guy in the cloud, who's actually voiced by somebody actually big time. In the beginning, he's like, and this is the King Koopa. Bowser.
Okay. The dude who fishes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that holds the camera.
He fishes you out in Mario Kart? Right.
Yeah, him. But he, you know what my problem. He switches sides all the time. He's whether
I know,
good,
yeah. I never,
bad,
yeah.
good, bad.
What side are you on?
Yeah, you jump
Kinda
on
like
him in some
he's like
games in the
God.
cloud.
He's like God.
He's a watcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Bowser seemed pretty powerful. That's gonna see. I hope the movie's good. I want it to be a fun fight at the end between Bowser and Mario. I hope it's clever, and I hope it just blows Sonic out of the water. You know, let's bring back these fucking console wars. Let's take that little blue hedgehog to the cleaners.
Well, I think, yeah.
Team Mario.
I think the Easter eggs are going to be cool because already with Luigi's Mansion was a nice touch, but I wonder if they're going to put Mario in different fits and kind of have, you know, maybe the
Right, you could do
the white
Dr.
outfit,
Mario.
yeah,
You could
Metal
do
Mario, like
right.
Dr. Mario.
yeah, you need the whole like.
He was
you need
really
everything.
Johnny Sins before Johnny Sins. Man could do anything.
Cosplaying.
Yeah.
Range.
Excellent point. Fantastic.
I guess you could
point.
say that Mario himself has more range than Chris Pratt as an actor. So you are wondering, can he hit all the different Marios? Can he hit all the different corners of that man's personality?
Yeah. That's
But,
another excellent point.
That's why you sign up. That's why you get into show business, right? To prove that you can do that. So we'll see.
And he added fuel to the fire by saying something wrong about when I was, younger. I used to jump on the Goombas or something like that.
The
Koopas, and you couldn't do that or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, he messed. Yeah, and
messed
they
it
had
up.
the comparative video with Ben Schwartz,
Yep.
where he was referencing deep cuts. I used to have my Game Gear, and when Sonic came out, side scrollers were never that fast. Just the terminology, you could tell that he was an actual nerd.
Yeah.
Well, Chris Pratt
was
also
getting,
said his voice is going to be like something never heard before in the Mario universe.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
just a white guy.
Mm-hmm.
They should have got Sam Worthington to voice Mario. Just a guy from Wisconsin.
They should have got J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Okay.
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. Oh, that'd have been wild.
Maybe as Peach or Daisy.
Oh man, J.K. Simmons would just be selling car insurance the whole time.
See, also what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say before about the Penguins. It's funny that the Penguins are getting their revenge from everybody just dropping them off the baby penguin off in Super Mario 64.
I mean, the penguin race was the best part of that game.
Did you know to jump off and...
I invented that.
You were the one, you figured that out as a kid?
Yeah.
that and what
Didn't have the internet back then, man. You just had to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I never knew, and stupid me, that in Wario Stadium and Mario Kart, you do that little jump in the beginning.
Oh, right.
I never knew that younger. When I saw
so many-
that,
There's
like,
also
throwing-
jump on Rainbow Road that you can do.
Rainbow Road.
Yeah, you can
Mario
just cut
Tennis
right
for
across.
Waluigi. You just stand in front of the net, unbeatable. There's a lot of tricks to those old games.
Oh, and Boo. Where's Boo?
He'll be there.
Yeah, who's going to be Boo?
I imagine Boo maybe shows up during the Luigi's Mansion sequence.
Yeah.
I wonder if Luigi's Mansion is going to be a short film that runs before the actual movie. Like a nice 10-minute, 15-minute short like Disney movies used to do, Pixar movies.
That game was fantastic.
Luigi's Mansion? Right,
Yeah.
because I feel like Luigi's Mansion is good enough for its own movie. Let's not sleep on Luigi right here.
Think Luigi's a leading man?
He proved it in Luigi's Mansion.
This is the big screen, though. This is cinema.
Well, last time Mario was on the big screen, it was a fucking stanker.
Bob Hoskins is dead now.
A Mario.
So,
Yeah, they didn't learn their lesson from just getting a normal guy to play Mario. John Leguizamo, huh?
he's still kicking.
All right, let's move on here to the news about Marvel. So, over the last few weeks, there's been a lot of stories about some production issues on Blade that Mahershala Ali wasn't satisfied with the script. So, the director that was first attached to the movie is no longer attached, and they're looking for a new writer and director. And these movies have all been pushed back. So originally Blade was supposed to come out on November 3rd, 2023. It's been pushed back to September 6th, 2024. And we also didn't talk about this, Deadpool 3. It's being pushed back from September 6th, 2024 to November 8th, 2024. And that will be starring Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah.
So, something we didn't get to talk about on the pod.
I got to give Hugh time to let those steroids kick in.
Yeah. And Fantastic Four is also being pushed back from November 8th 2024 to February 14th, 2025. And Secret Wars is moving from November 7th, 2025 to May 1st, 2026, which feels so far away for us to even be talking about it. But everything is being pushed back here, and it looks like it's stemming from the issues that they were having with Blade. And I think, Mahershala Ali was probably saying, I don't want to be in one of these stinker-ass superhero movies, because that stays with you for your entire career, man.
Stinker-ass.
Look at Catwoman, Halle Berry and Catwoman still answering questions about that movie. George Clooney's Batman and Robin still gets asked about it all the time. So you want to get these right. When you get it right, you become an icon, you become a legend. He's obviously already a big star, but when you get it wrong, it can be embarrassing. Yeah. So, little Marvel news.
Wow, I would have never showed up if we were talking Marvel.
Sorry.
It seems like, at least they're doing the right thing and kind of realizing they have something bad on their hands before it's too late to make any adjustments. And I think when you get a star like Mahershala Ali, probably top 5 best actor working right now, if not the best. So like two-time Academy Award winner. I believe he has an Emmy, right?
Not sure.
I'll give him one anyway. 2-time Emmy winner.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I gave him 2. Wow. You want to make sure that this is somebody, you do justice to the talent you have at your disposal and not waste him on some shitty ass movie. So yeah, I think like that's the right move to make. And I think especially lately with Marvel as a whole, when was I guess No Way Home was like the last time I was excited about anything Marvel, or something I actually like really, really enjoyed. And I think a lot of people are starting to maybe not lose faith, because it's still insanely popular and it's probably doing huge numbers on Disney Plus, but nothing has really moved the needle in terms of anything that can be considered one of their best projects lately. So, and people are looking forward to the Blade and a lot of those things that you just mentioned before. So it sucks that they're getting delayed and it feels like they need a win, but like, you do have Black Panther coming up later this year and some other projects I'm excited for, but this kind of sucks. But at least they're taking the time and making sure they're actually adequate instead of just rushing them out there, which I feel like a lot of the Disney Plus things in particular seems like they did with that.
Yeah, the director who's leaving Blade, his name is Bassam Tariq. So they're going to have to find a new director. Apparently Ali wasn't satisfied with the script, and a lot of what they had shot just wasn't up to the quality that he envisioned for this movie. And he is an important character for the larger MCU. Obviously, the Wesley Snipes movies are movies that people still really enjoy to this day. You can make the case that they were really the first good superhero movies, or some of the first good superhero movies. So you're not only honoring the legacy of the comic book character, but you're honoring the legacy of the film character as well. And you want to get that right. So pushing it back, it's way better than staying the course, trying to rush it and putting out shit because you want to make money. So it seems like the MCU was full steam ahead for so many projects for these last few years. So taking some time may end up doing them some good. And the news with Wolverine coming back, with Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, was obviously huge when it dropped. It's something that I'm not so thrilled about. It's not something that I need, but I'll be there to watch it. A lot of people disagreed with my tweet about it taking away some of that sentimental value that Logan has. It is what it is. It's sort of the same reason why I don't want Robert Downey Jr. to ever reappear, whether it's a multiverse or a flashback. There's something special about that being the last time he's on screen as the character. And it just happened to match up so perfectly with Hugh Jackman leaving the character, and then the character having that send-off that he did in Logan. So it is what it is. It's going to make a lot of fucking money. I
agree. I see the argument.
Bingo.
It's like, well, that movie took place in the future and it could be a multiversal thing. But like you said, I think there is something, especially to fans, of Logan being the perfect send-off for Hugh Jackman as that character. And it's something where, like, yeah, it's cool. Like, obviously Deadpool and Wolverine in the comics have that relationship. But, like, there are certain things like, well, we never got to see Captain America and Wolverine together. What are we going to do that next? Or, well, they're both technically dead. So it's like, it sucks that it couldn't happen because of the rights issues, but now that they do have rights to Wolverine and they can do it, I don't know. It's not. I don't feel like it's a money grab because those Deadpool movies are largely successful regardless. I think it's something that I think Hugh Jackman might just have fun enjoying playing Wolverine in this different type of atmosphere.
It's definitely a money grab.
For Disney or for Hugh? For Hugh.
For all parties involved.
You think it's going to...
Oh, yeah.
It's going to clean up.
Deadpool 2, I think, it's never hit $1 billion.
Close.
In the 800 millions. This could do 1.5.
You think
1.6. Yeah, dude. Bringing back Hugh Jackman, the marketing that Ryan Reynolds is going to cook up with Hugh Jackman on board.
Yeah,
can you imagine all the creative ideas they're going to come up with?
Yeah.
It's going to build so much buzz. So many people have nostalgia for that era.
Do you think... Well, I was going off box office. I wonder how much Wakanda Forever is going to make, too. Because, I mean, that first movie made a shit ton of money.
Right, yeah. If it's good, I think it could make a similar number.
And Black Adam's going to make, what? Compete with Avatar, right?
I think
because of The Rock,
Black
right?
Adam looks terrible. That clip has been circulating online of him wanting to... Well, the rumors is that Superman is going to appear in Black Adam.
If
and
that
they're sort
happens,
of building up that rivalry.
That will bump up the box office a little bit, but I've seen more commercials for that movie than I care to.
I've yet to see him make a different facial expression.
In any movie, right?
Why was he so good at acting when he was a wrestler?
Yeah, he was so good. And now it's just all...
Yeah.
I just love... He was great with his eyebrows back...
I wonder if it's because he's become so famous that it's harder to direct him. So when you're a wrestler, when you're up and coming, you're still hungry.
Contract. Fast and Furious said he couldn't lose a fight on screen.
Didn't he recently lose? Could have swore he lost to someone.
What a fucking baby.
He lost a leg in the skyscraper.
That's a fucking baby move. That's a twat move.
Well,
twat move of the day.
I like The Rock. I'm a little frustrated by his obsession with being a brand rather than being a movie star. I think the brand should come second, but everything feels calculated, trademarked. So
I'll say something mean, but then say something nice. Zoa Energy is fucking garbage. Terramana Tequila is pretty good.
Terramana Tequila is not bad.
Yeah.
Although I want to try Lobos.
What's that?
Part of the Wolf Pack. That's LeBron's tequila.
Yeah.
Although Draymond punching Jordan Poole now, I don't know. Questionable association.
Did you see that possibly he's going to the Lakers next year? That's a conversation.
I hope next year, because if they trade those picks for Draymond Green, I don't think that's worth it.
No.
They need to get Buddy Hield and Miles Turner.
But yeah, going back to like the Wolverine, I mean, I think it's going to be good. I mean, the two Deadpools have been enjoyable. Hugh Jackman has always been great as his character, and I think they can have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, I'm indifferent. As much as like Logan would have been a special send off for him, nothing's really sacred anymore in Hollywood. So
my Marvel input of the day is I was in an area, a certain place, when somebody turned around and said, "Oh, did you see that? Ryan Reynolds and it was talking about Deadpool and Hugh Jackman was there coming back as Wolverine," and people went nuts. I was probably in a place where about 90 people were sitting, and I want to say like 50 or 60 were like, "Oh my God, I saw that!" Yeah, it's gonna rake. It's going to rake.
Yeah, dude.
And excellent. Sorry to cut you off. Just excellent point with Reynolds. He's just like one of the better actors on fucking promoting the movies. He's got that charming, witty. And he's fucking handsome too, so it helps.
Yeah, people love Ryan Reynolds, dude. Millennial women love Ryan Reynolds. My nephew loves Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if he's an indicator for how his friends are feeling. He's 15, so. But Deadpool is a character for 15-year-old boys, and Wolverine is a character for 30-year-old men and up. I think they're going to check off a lot of demographics.
Jesus.
Right? No, it literally is. You're bringing in so many different people, and Ryan Reynolds does have that sort of appeal.
Ryan Reynolds enjoyer, and it's the Giga Chad.
The Giga Chat?
Yeah, the Giga Chad guy.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Giga Chat.
No.
It's like, is that a
who's Giga Chad?
Far right?
He's like the
messaging
you ever
app?
seen the meme? He's like the big, strong guy with like the chiseled face and the black and white.
Yes. I always see that with crypto.
It's
sounds about right.
Universal meme. That's your typical Ryan Reynolds enjoyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I enjoy Ryan Reynolds too, though.
Yeah. No, it's you.
What are you trying to say?
That's you.
I'm Giga Chad.
Yeah.
Giga Nash.
Mm.
With my jawline.
Let's go to fan questions.
That's for the fan to decide.
Yay!
People you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
All right, this question here from Chris Ehrman.
Chris.
For the love of God, please get Isildur's name right. Isildur. Or Isildur. Well, you know what?
I'm
Maybe
gonna
if
say
Isildur was...
any word I say, I'm going to take the easiest path to finish that word.
Yeah, you think Tolkien was such a linguist, you would make easier names to say. That's the whole thing with
Isildur,
language.
Isildur, you know what I'm saying. Galadriel. What's
Galadriel is
What's
annoying.
another one I mess up? There's another one people go,
Philosophical?
I couldn't say that word to save my life. I could say philosophical, but if I had to read it off a script, I couldn't read it. Because it just looks weird. People got mad at me for trying to... it was just recently when I tweeted about it.
Riddler?
Yeah. Riddler.
Oh, Palpatine.
Palpatine, yeah.
Papaltine.
Pulpatine.
The Valerians and Valarians, like, I just didn't care at one point because syllables are hard for me. For people from the Northeast.
Yeah, we have our own different, like, vocabulary. Like, people don't understand that. Like Long Island.
This question here from Thomas Lynn.
Tom.
Is Viserys' throne room entrance on the Mount Rushmore of Game of Thrones moments? For me, it is.
It was a sick moment, man. I think in, like, personal or even just triumph, but not in the triumph of, like, winning a battle, like Jon Snow finally being able to taking down Ramsay or something like that. Like, it's a triumphant moment, but those littler moments that you're able to persevere, I think, are even more impactful because it's not about physical strength, it's about inner strength. And I think the way that played out was just fantastic. Like, I think Daenerys' moment when, that first, not the first Dracarys, but the one when she got Drogon and made the trade and then sent him off on the Masters, like, that moment of her, like, asserting herself and being president, not being taken advantage of, was just for what that meant for that character, made it so much better.
I heard that as being president.
Yeah, which basically
imagining
is.
President Daenerys.
What's her platform?
Fire. And blood.
Blood.
It's a moment that I think, I said on the review, is the best moment of the season for me. He's my favorite character of the show. One of my favorite portrayals of any actor in Game of Thrones. So that moment was such a great culmination of his arc, and when you get to it, you're going to love it too. You're going to go crazy. It's like a WWE moment.
Watch out, watch out.
Watch out! This question here from the Film Tripper. Will Wakanda Forever even come close to the cultural impact of the original Black Panther?
It's so tough because I was actually thinking about that, like, especially when I was thinking about the box office. I think it is going to be right up there with the first one in terms of box office because of, I just think, the intrigue and everything surrounding it. And also it's a sequel to a hugely popular, successful, and good movie. But Black Panther is so successful because of Black Panther. And sure, you can get a new Black Panther, and depending on who it is and how people gravitate to it, but I think it's impossible at this point to really match the impact Chadwick Boseman had as that character.
I still think it's going to be a mistake not to recast him.
Yeah.
We'll see if the movie comes out, and it looks like it's going to be Shuri based on the trailer, just based on the build of the character in the suit. It still could be Nakia, but we'll see. I think it would have definitely benefited the franchise to cast a new actor. People would have been upset, but you want to honor the character. The character's got decades worth of stories to tell, and you were just scratching the surface with one movie and a couple of team-up movies. But in terms of cultural impact, I think it's going to be big. If it comes out, gets good reviews, it's going to be a really big box office success, and that's going to determine the impact.
Well, I was thinking more in the terms like the Black Panther character, but in terms of the world, Wakanda, I think Namor, I think it's going to even continue to grow and build off what's already established. I think if you just say Wakanda to somebody, they already know what you're talking about, and I think it already is very much a part of popular culture. So And if this movie is like anything close to the level of the first one, I think that's only gonna keep growing. Like when people talk about Wakanda or even Namor or Black Panther, like that itself is gonna grow. But yeah, it just sucks that obviously we're in this situation, but we'll see. I mean, I'm interested to see who it's gonna be and how they're gonna kind of navigate through all of the outside stuff and kind of make it still make sense within the movie. So
This question here for Nash from Doolin.
Doolin, what's up?
Thoughts on Daredevil and She-Hulk?
Well,
They fuck.
They get it on?
Yeah.
Nice. We're keeping that?
that's confirmed.
She says it in the episode.
Really?
Yeah, she looks at the camera and says, this episode came to a satisfying conclusion.
So she got her nut. Good. You know what? I guess.
Yo, She-Hulk kind of bad.
You would think with his sensory thing, like it might be a detriment because you lose one sense and the other ones are more powerful. So a sense of touch and feel, you would think he would just be.
Oh, yeah. No, he's probably a machine.
No, they're worse. Like just 5 seconds, just the overstimulation.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, he's got great stamina.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and how long could he stay hard for?
I don't think that has anything to do with
Well,
being
that's a big
blind.
question.
So
yeah.
I haven't been watching She-Hulk, but I did watch that episode for Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cute.
So what does he pull up on her and says, "Yo, what up, Jody?"
Yeah. Yep.
And then
Yeah, basically. Honestly, basically.
because I saw
He
like,
just really just pulls up.
I saw
and
the
he's
clip.
Like,
It's
I'm
like,
Daredevil.
damn, even I can see that ass.
Ah. Don't even need Braille.
well, good for her. That's good.
Yeah, no, apparently one of the reoccurring bits in the show is that she can't get laid.
Yeah. No,
even
that's
though she's
been-
hot.
Yeah, it's a weird. Like she's like a.
She's a monster.
No, it's people want to like.
No,
are
even
more
the
interested-
regular one.
People are interested in She-Hulk, not Jennifer
not Jen.
Walters.
Aw, poor her.
She-Hulk is kind of hot, though.
I mean, come on.
There's something about the big lady.
Maybe Megan the
watching-
Stallion showed her a few moves.
I was watching
on how to
Avatar.
ride
Megan Thee
Daredevil.
Stallion's a big girl, too.
I was watching Avatar last week, and I was like, it's like God.
To be cradled by one of those 7-foot monsters.
It's like when I've watched it as a kid, I'm like, oh, it's this guy who just turned his back on humanity for these alien creatures, and this time, new perspective. I'm like, I get it, 100%.
The Navusi.
I already used this joke, but she's Phoenix Marie with Jordy.
Yeah, that's...
So she treated Daredevil like Jordy?
That would have been a funny spoilers with no context.
Well,
Well,
even
every-
post that on Twitter without getting blocked.
No,
and
that's
banned.
true.
Yeah, because every picture I tried, because I was going to do that when
No, Twitter's good with porn.
But you don't want to be the porn. You don't want to be the porn guy on Twitter.
Well, yeah.
Well, for that, it's funny,
Yeah.
I just saw that picture around. I don't know where that came from.
yeah,
I don't
it's
know what you guys are
hilarious.
talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's like shitting their pants because it's like not the Netflix Daredevil, but Netflix Daredevil was wasn't goofy, but I don't think it was goofy in this episode. I think he was just.
It's always people who never read Daredevil comics. Like,
Yeah.
he's always depressed and moody all the time in the comics. There's different types. There's different shades to all these characters.
Daredevil has fun in the comics all the
Yeah.
time. He jokes around, and just because the show,
Nash
the,
is nodding his head.
the Daredevil show was
I have a
dark
point.
and had darker moments, there's a lot of levity in that show.
Yeah,
His
there
best friend
definitely
is a fucking
He's very annoying.
the biggest nuisance of terrible, stupid comedy that you ever seen. I hate Foggy, but Daredevil plays off of him well, and he has fun, and like that's not completely out of character.
She let Daredevil bag because he's goofy. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what I'm hearing?
You said that like you were a journalist for CNN.
I'm just gonna let me get this straight.
Let me
Reports
get
are
this straight,
coming in.
Senator.
Yeah.
Because he's goofy?
I just got word here from my producer. This just came out, by the way.
The title card under the screen.
She-Hulk got bagged because Daredevil goofy?
Question mark.
Question mark. More 6.
More things.
Yeah, wow. Good for her. And good for him. Both nuts.
The end of that episode
Or
was
if he
really
got his.
stupid, but it looks like Hulk and Annihilation are going to fight in the finale, so I might tune in for the finale. It feels like a show that you're not really missing anything from skipping episodes 2 through 7. So.
No, it's been a fine show, but like,
Oh, you're up to date?
big She-Hulk guy.
So you knew about the nut and didn't say anything to us?
I'm a feminist, brother. What?
You knew about She-Hulk Nut and you never said anything to us about it?
I mean, it was just all over Twitter. No, I
Unbelievable.
I don't know where I'm at with
I'm
She-Hulk.
giving him like the Tony Reality right now. And around the horn, I'm giving him minus points.
I love that show.
So do I.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That and BTI, you can't go wrong.
You can't. It's a great five-hour block.
These Disney Plus shows have been just... there's something
Werewolf
about
by
'em.
Night was very enjoyable.
I've heard a good
Nice little
things,
Halloween
yeah.
treat. Black and white, directed by Michael Giacchino, and also composed by Michael Giacchino.
Well, that's his usual bag.
Right? He was double dipping.
When you think about it, a composer is basically a director.
In a way,
You
directing the
double-dipped
mood.
chip.
So it's probably not a hard transition.
This question here from Laurie. Are you
What?
still surprised by House of the Dragon, even knowing all the things that happened in the book? I'll tell you what. What's his face getting...
Yeah.
Last episode, that called me. I was like, oh, shit.
See,
Because they're changing things. They're
Yeah.
tweaking things.
And I don't remember every little detail of the book. I read it like probably 5-6 years ago when I was like super into my Game of Thrones, of World of Ice and Fire type stuff. And I remember really liking it, and I know the big things, but some of the little moments with some of the characters that aren't as prominent, I kind of don't even know what's going to happen to them.
Even if you guys did say it, I probably would not remember. So you guys can talk about it all you want. Who got clapped?
Just in general, I mean,
Oh,
like
no, you're not, this one's going to catch you by surprise.
I
But we
read,
don't even have to say
I
it.
knew about the Red Wedding before it happened on screen, and that's still one of my favorite episodes. Even the trial, Mountain versus the Viper, I knew what was going to happen. Still loved it, watching it all play out.
Yeah, for the most part, it's just been fun to. The episodes have been so good, the acting has been so good that when you're watching it, it feels like you're experiencing the story for the first time anyway. And that's the mark of a great adaptation. You make it your own, and I think they've done a really good job at that.
Olivia Cook.
Oh yeah, no, she's
That photo shoot is just like, that's not fair. That's legitimately not fair, right?
that came out of nowhere too.
I mean, shout out to Rihanna.
Right.
Like realizing take someone from the biggest show in the world right now and have them premiere, showcase a line like while it's at the height of its popularity.
Yeah.
Knowing that fan base is going to jump all over it and retweet it, like just from that, you know how much free advertising she got?
Absolutely.
That's why she's a billionaire.
Yeah, I was just about to say, billionaire move. Well deserved.
All right, last question here from Jamie Downs, 123. Who would you cast in a True Detective season?
Emma Darcy and Olivia Cook.
That would actually be fantastic.
I've been
And
seeing
every episode she tries to order a Negroni.
they're fun. I've been seeing like interviews with them, and
Well, that one clip is taken over the internet.
what?
Drink of preference, a Negroni, Spagliato, with Prosecco in it. Yeah, you haven't seen that?
They did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's just been fun to see. Like they have good chemistry together,
They
even
do.
off camera. so.
Actually, I wouldn't hate that. They've got the HBO connection. Why not?
I feel like it'd be too.
Don't say it.
What do you mean?
Where are you going to go? No, not bad. Not saying something bad, but I could see what direction you're going in.
No, like just too meta. Like just having two characters from the same.
Well, if you cast all different actors around them, I think you could still do it.
Yeah, no, I think, but everyone would be like, oh, those are the House of the Dragon.
Well,
people.
I think with Emma Darcy, both of them have to. They're wearing wigs.
Yeah,
they're
sure,
wearing dresses. So I think if you change their clothes, brought them to the modern day. But if you had to go with different, I'm thinking of a pairing. What two actors would I want to see as detectives? Flyover country detectives.
Give me the Sandman.
I don't hate that. I truly don't hate that. I think that would be such an interesting career arc for him to take on a serious. That's what Vince Vaughn tried to do, and it ended up being the worst season. I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah,
Who's his partner? Snoop
It's got to
Dogg?
be somebody hot because he's always, in all of his movies, he's always with hot girls. So take your pick. Florence Pugh. I don't know.
Adam Sandler and Florence Pugh
Yeah.
solving crimes.
That's something that can make you sick right there.
All right. Well, I'm having trouble suppressing my cough, so we're just gonna wrap this up. Aaron, you got a
you
suggestion?
I said Emma Darcy and Olivia Cook.
Oh, my two?
Yeah. Do you have a suggestion?
Peter Dinklage and DeWanda Wise.
Okay.
Deep cut. Not too
Aquafina.
well known. All right, guys, that does it for this episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. Thank you so much for listening and watching and doing all that stuff. And consider donating to the fundraiser that we are running, which will be going on until the end of October.
I mean, 10K, that's a lofty goal.
Yeah, I figured I'd set it high, see if we can hit it. So
maybe with me being here, maybe people will be like,
We
wow,
should do like a
Tony.
24-hour, what are the telephone?
Yeah.
we could do that. We could do that on Instagram. We could do a live little fundraiser.
I'll do it Friday night and just get bombed.
That's so funny. You probably didn't hear that.
What?
We reference you. We were talking about doing a podcast drunk, and that we were gonna do it without you just to fuck with you.
Oh my! I probably would never talk to you guys again. I'm not even kidding.
And we were like,
not even kidding.
We'll be like, Nash, you want to do a Toy Story Revisited? You'd be like, yeah, let's get bombed.
Yeah, it happened. That is what I want to happen.
We'll do that one day. We'll cook that up.
We could do you can't do a live on House of the Dragon. I did that for 1 week. That was fun. But you're not
just
caught
do a
up.
random night.
Or what?
I don't know. Just so people could.
Ladies' night.
And the feet. No, I'll do like a Friday night. Just bombed.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Hopefully.
Bombed.
Danny fucking Burgers.
Burgers.
It would have Shake Shack right to the dugout.
Wow, that was probably our best review yet. Hey guys, Aaron the Nerd Soup Monkey here with a brief shameless plug before we end the video. Do you ever feel like you don't have an adequate amount of nerd soup in your life? Like you're going to bed hungry and yearning for the nonsensical yet entertaining nutrients our podcasts provide? Well, we've come up with the perfect solution. The Nerd Soup Fan Question Podcasts, exclusively available to our Patreon supporters. You can sign up now by visiting patreon.com/nerdsoup, and for the price of only $1 per month, you'll receive exclusive access to our weekly podcast where we answer your questions that don't make it to the main show. And while you're there, you can check out the other rewards we offer to our patrons, like stickers, mugs, t-shirts, behind-the-scenes footage, and appearing in the credits at the end of our videos. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Roll the names of the nerds who make Nerd Soup possible. The reason why the crypto crash didn't send our lives spiraling down a black hole of no return. Alright, I'll stop talking so you can listen to this jazzy-ass music while checking if Bo spelt your name wrong in the credits.